This Battlefield Report will cover the most recent events of the Second Intergalactic War and is sponsored by the Ministry of Merch, where you can obtain the freshest new Super Earth swag, including Eagle One shirts, hoodies for Super Earth's finest, and even mugs for Liberty lovers across the galaxy. Get yours today, link in the description below. This week we pick things up with the conclusion of Operation Legitimate Undertaking, a mission to liberate both Chuha and Penta, the locations of research and development on new Helldiver stratagem technology. By last Saturday, Helldivers had retaken Lasath, and progress was being made on Penta, which was fully secured by Sunday morning. In the process, Helldivers were able to secure weapon caches for the Airburst rocket launcher, but without proper training and experience, it proved to be an dangerous weapon. Over 90% of the factories on Penta were secured, and the majority of our valued technicians were rescued. But unfortunately, Helldivers were not able to redeploy to secure Chuha in time before the automatons had eradicated the civilian population there with chemical weapons. The irreplaceable explosive reserves on that planet were lost, and thus the Ministry of Defense anticipates significant delays to the production of new anti-tank mines. Operation Legitimate Undertaking was ultimately a partial success, but the mission was terminated on Monday as a new situation in the East was quickly developing. A problem was about to erupt on the barrier planets, which had seen a sustained period of peace and stability for about the past 6 weeks. The Termicide towers on these 4 planets, constructed by SEAF engineers and then activated by Helldivers weeks ago, had reportedly been approximately 99.6% effective at killing off the Terminid populations there. But, unbeknownst to the Ministry of Science, the Terminids were beginning to develop a resistance to the pesticide, resulting in upwards of a 20-fold faster reproduction rate and random mutations of the existing bugs on each planet except for Meridia, where the situation is exponentially worse. On Meridia, there is limited information on what occurred this week, but what we know is that all contact with the planet has been lost. Terrain changes, visible from space, indicate that the whole world has been terraformed, and interstellar spores have rendered all local FTL lanes unusable. What the situation is on the ground can only be speculated upon. General Brash issued a new major order on Monday to contain this emergency, giving the Helldivers 6 days to deactivate the Termicide towers on the remaining 3 barrier planets before similar super colonies could form. And with supply cut off from Meridia, Helldivers found themselves overextended in the Draco and Marin sectors, where supply throughput was hinging on control of Hellmire. But holding the outer frontier proved too much to ask of the Helldiver Corps, as a mixture of invasions, infestations, and insurrections in the wake of the TCS failure have resulted in the loss of a total of 5 planets, with Super Earth forces being pushed back after multiple stinging defeats. But the Helldivers have slowly chipped away at the barrier planets, and the TCS towers on Fenrir 3 were offline by Wednesday morning, and the towers on Turing by Friday morning. The race is now on to finish the job on Arata Prime before time runs out on Monday morning. If the Helldivers fail, who knows what kind of monstrosities could be born out of the Termicide catastrophe. The scientists responsible for the creation of Termicide, once hailed throughout the galaxy, are now under investigation for high treason and crimes against Super Earth. Back on the automaton front, no significant progress has been made after stalling the major bot offensive last week. With the situation in the East, a large-scale pushback here will have to wait. Meanwhile, a skeleton crew of Helldivers are engaging the bots on 7 planets across 5 sectors. The Clankers landed on Penta on Thursday and are slowly retaking the planet. But otherwise, the situation remains mostly static as our enemy gathers its strength. In other news this week, a new warbond has been announced and will be released to the fleet next Thursday. The Polar Patriots Premium Warbond will feature 3 new sets of armor, 1 light, 1 medium, and 1 heavy set, as well as associated new capes and new banners. And 4 new firearms will be added to the arsenal as well. The AR-61 Tenderizer, a tentacle-tearing, high-caliber assault rifle with awesome stopping power, but limited magazine size. The SMG-72 Pummeler, a slow rate-of-fire SMG firing concussive rounds to daze and confuse enemies. The Plaz 101, a hard-hitting energy weapon, where the longer you hold the charge, the more damage it deals, and the P113 Verdict, a semi-automatic gas-operated pistol chambered in the largest centerfire cartridge of any pistol, nicknamed Rapid Deliberation. This is just one of many new items that are set to become available to Super Earth Destroyer armories for the most dedicated and affluent Helldivers. And the existing arsenal of managed democracy has seen a significant overhaul this week. The recent dramatic loss of territory in the West has forced a recalibration of Super Earth's wartime economy. Due to a mixture of defense contract reshuffling, production site relocation, material shortages, and a comprehensive supply chain review, Super Earth High Command expects a total of 6 weapons to have reduced combat effectiveness moving forward, and 2 to have a net neutral rebalance. But 14 will see increased combat effectiveness as fraudulent, wasteful, and abusive budgetary spending has been slashed in the wake of the overhaul. And to close things out this week, we sent an investigative reporter to Errata Prime to shed light on recent discoveries during the ongoing TCS deactivation mission there. Egg sacs, larger than any ever seen before, are present by the millions, but what type of creature is contained within these is still under investigation by the Ministry of Science. Huge tunnels nearby might indicate that whatever is hatching from these huge eggs is immediately tunneling underground for safety. No further information is available at this time, but with the reported random mutations occurring to the bugs due to their exposure to termicide, Helldivers are urged to exercise extreme caution when conducting operations on the barrier planets. Enjoy your liberty while you still can, because someday soon, we're going to have to reclaim Meridia. Would you like to know more?